New video of the man accused of the King Soopers mass shooting played in court today at the Boulder County Justice Center. Ahmad Alissa was seen talking to forensic psychologists trying to determine his mental state on the day of the shooting.
At one point, Alissa said that it was his plan to die the day that he killed 10 people at the grocery store in Boulder. FOX31's Vicente was inside of that courtroom when that tape was played. He joins us live with more. Vicente.
Erica, and I want to tell the folks at home who were not able to see Ahmad Alissa on the videotape because it's not being shown on WebEx. At times during this interview, Ahmad Alissa was fidgeting, looking up at the ceiling and messing with his fingers on tape, at times answering some of the questions about his mental state on the day of the shooting. The steps Ahmad Alissa took in the months, weeks, and days before the shooting were detailed in testimony by witnesses today. Investigator Sarah Cantu said Alissa had made a number of purchases online to prepare for the shooting. He had also spent time researching weapons.
What is the most deadly type of round, bullet, and where to buy ammo?
Also on the stand today, a forensic psychologist who interviewed Alissa trying to determine his mental state. He said Alissa told him he had been hearing voices in his head for some time before the shooting.
He said that it was indistinct. They were just screaming or yelling, and he couldn't discern specific words.
A key question in this trial is not whether Alissa carried out the shooting, but instead whether he knew right from wrong that day. Several clips of an interview were played in court today of Alissa being questioned as to whether he knew what he was doing on that day.
Did he express in those inquiries an understanding of the nature or an ability to distinguish right from wrong?
He readily conceded that he knew that this behavior was illegal.
Alissa rarely looked at his own interview in the courtroom today. In the interview, he was wearing a purple sweatshirt and fidgeted most of the time and looked up at the ceiling. He answered some of the questions and told the interviewers he knew the shooting could have cost him his life that day.
It was his plan to die that day.
That again pointed to him understanding that the behavior was illegal.
And defense attorneys were asking the psychologists questions this afternoon. They were talking about those voices in his head, at times implying that Alissa had said that in order to quiet those voices, he would have to conduct that mass shooting. More on this trial will, of course, be played out here next week at the Boulder County Justice Center. Vicente, FOX31.